Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with some amazing panelists today. My name is Varshini Satish, and I'm a growth strategist on our TikTok creator team. What that basically means is I work with creators every single day on content strategy and discovering, nurturing, and elevating amazing, incredible, fresh new talent. I work mainly with a lot of our beauty, lifestyle, fashion creators, and I'm super passionate about diversity and inclusion and making content creation overall democratic and accessible, which is why I love TikTok so much. I'm so excited to be here today with three amazing panelists who I'm gonna let introduce themselves because they are absolute TikTok stars. They are paving the way when it comes to content creation. So I'm so excited to be here with Zara, or at Muslim Thick, Nathan, or Nathan Davis Jr., and Rebecca, at Rebecca Zamolo. I'm gonna throw it to Zara to go ahead and introduce herself first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zara, aka Muslim Thick. I am 21 years old. I live in upstate New York, and I'm an Afghan Muslim American college student and part-time content creator on TikTok. I started making videos in like February of last year, and I just love to make content showcasing like little happy snippets of my very mediocre life. But yeah, I'm stoked to be here. Thank you.
Rebecca, do you want to take it away next? Rebecca?
Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zamolo. I have actually been on the app since Musically, and I love being creative, and TikTok is a platform where I get to do things that I maybe don't do on my other platforms, and I have a lot of fun. So I've kind of been an OG, and what I've really appreciated with TikTok versus Musically is there's just such a variety on TikTok. I feel like you find everything. I find hacks. I buy Amazon products. I do everything through TikTok now, and I think it's so much fun, and it's really exciting because it's a platform where you can essentially be discovered. And I think that's with a lot of apps getting bigger and bigger, that's harder and harder to do, to break in. And I love the fact that TikTok enables creators and gives them that opportunity.
That's amazing. And you are an OG. You are incredible.
I am an OG. It's funny. Yeah, but I love it. It's fun. And I love seeing like new creators come onto the platform. And, I'm constantly inspired by so many new faces. So, yeah.
I can't wait to get into all the knowledge that you have. And then we have Nathan. Nathan? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I'm getting used to the Zoom technology. But hi, I'm Nathan Davis Jr. I'm the yeah guy on TikTok.
And you're like, that's where I'm going to end my intro because that is really iconic and everyone knows. So yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm so excited to be in conversation with you guys about trends on TikTok. Trends are such a huge part of the app. I think trends make creating on the app so accessible. If you've never made a video before, you can scroll through the Discover page, scroll through your For You, kind of see what everyone else is doing and put your own twist on it. So I want to ask each of you, what kind of content when you first came to TikTok did you initially create, and has that changed over time because you've been seeing all these trends come and go? Nathan, you want to go first?
Let me start. Okay. Well, when I first started doing TikTok was like it was a lot of dancing. So I was like, okay, how am I gonna make myself different? So my mom actually told me to start doing singing videos because I'm an actual artist. So I was like, okay, then how am I gonna do this? So what I started doing, I started reposting my singing videos from Instagram to TikTok, and I wasn't getting views. So I was so confused. I was like, wait, why am I not getting views? Why is this not working? So one of my friends that's actually on TikTok, his name is Spencer X, the beatboxer guy. He actually told me that I have to learn how to showcase my talent using the vertical TikTok, format. Mm-hmm. So once I started, doing like singing challenges and evolution of singing and like just making it raw with no edits and just having fun, that's when I started seeing like my numbers started growing, and I was like, oh, I can be myself. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Rebecca was saying too, it's so freeing to have those options. And I think there is that misconception that you can only dance or you can only do one thing.
Yeah.
But I think all of you are amazing examples of like, you can totally be completely yourself on this app and you will find a community of people who really
100%.
and vibes with you. And I want Zara to, I think, take the question from there because like you said, you're a very visible hijabi Muslim Afghani American. So how has that shaped your content, your identity, and how things have changed for you over time?
So I talk a lot about like anything and everything. Like I have a really bad habit of just blabbering. And I kind of just started making videos in my car. Like I would just turn my camera on and I just start talking to it. And I found that just sharing snippets of my experiences being a Muslim woman, an Afghan woman, a college student, people liked having little insights into my life, and I think that's one of the things that got me more popular on the app was just like my car chats. And so I think just I'm super grateful to have TikTok as a platform where I can like share those experiences that a lot of other people don't get to have and don't know a lot about. So I have a lot of people commenting like, oh, like I didn't know that about like Muslim women, or I didn't know that about Afghans, or I'm really grateful that I can share things like that with people on the platform. And yeah.
Car chats. I think one of the first videos I saw from you was one of your car chats. So that feels like forever ago, but it's been amazing to just like watch you change, but also stay so much like still Zara. Like it's still the same person. So it's been amazing. Rebecca, I'd love to hear from you. And you talked about discoverability. You talked about how you feel like this platform gives so many people new voices. So how do you feel like that affects trends that maybe you jump onto and just like the community itself creates?
When I started, Musically was essentially just lip syncing, and I was, I felt like I had passed the age of like lip syncing to songs. So a lot of mine were like comedies. And that's where I guess was the start. And, as time went on, I just tried everything minus singing. I'll leave that, to Nathan, because I don't do that unless I'm lip syncing a song. But I think there's just, it's interesting because what works, now won't work 6 months from now, won't work 2 months from now. And so I think what's really important on TikTok is to stay up on the trends and know that, you may have done something one way, but it's never going to be the same. And so when I say, oh, like if you do this will happen, it's not necessarily true because it's constantly changing. And I think the first thing you want to do on the app is be open to always changing, because the second you get stuck in your ways is the second things start to kind of plateau and go down. So I say be fearless on the app. Try everything unless it's me trying to sing. But other than that, like do a DIY, have it fail, try a dance, be terrible. Like this platform is like that. And it's very video to video. So who cares if your dance video didn't do well, but you did a DIY. It's like constantly trying new things and not being afraid to.
Yeah.
Nathan, go for it.
No, that's true. I was just agreeing with her. Yeah, you have to try. I've had videos failed and I have to just keep trying over and over and over. So yeah, she's right.
And the freedom to fail is so liberating. Like it really empowers you more than anything to know that like, let me just give it a shot. We'll just see what happens. And sometimes it does take off. And Rebecca, you specifically mentioned a really good point about like, you don't even know where things are going to be 6 months down the line. And I think this platform, because it moves so quickly, how do you kind of like prepare for those changes? Because you can't necessarily prepare for change, but how do you kind of just keep your brand and what makes you unique the same through all those changes that may happen externally?
Yeah, well, I think that to stay, it's one thing to blow up or to have a viral video, and then there's another thing to build a community. And I think that those are two very different things. Even, I've had viral videos way back before I was on social media, but no one knew who I was. So I think People want viral videos and those are exciting and great, but if you can start building a community and people that you can connect with, that has way more longevity. I mean, for me, it's not about like, I think it shows more when someone can stay at the top versus like be a one-hit wonder or be relevant for a few months. And you really can only do that with the followers that you have. So I think it's really nurturing those relationships, staying true to yourself, and just constantly checking in. And like I said before, not being comfortable, always being uncomfortable. Like I'm never comfortable. And that's like the best part. It's like, oh, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm never doing the same thing. And I've just accepted that that's just how social media is. And so that's the advice that I would give.
Okay, so many gems were dropped in that. Like, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Excuse me. Okay. So good. And you brought up a really, really good point about community and how that's what's going to get you through. Like, you can have that one video that blows up, but who's staying with you, right? Who's staying with you through everything you're trying? And I think the community on TikTok, the way I see it is like, it's a group of people with so many inside jokes. And those inside jokes are what become these trends that like permeate throughout the app. So I think I want to ask Zara, like, how do you feel like your community has either like, propelled you forward or even adapted to like some of the trends that you've seen, and how do they respond to those things and how do they create themselves?
So that's actually my favorite thing about TikTok is the community and how easy it is to meet new people and make new friends. I'm actually gonna talk about my little brother though. There's 6 years between us. I'm 21, he's 15. Quick math, that's 6 years. Yeah, 6 years between us. And like up until I started making TikToks, like we're siblings, so like we're friends, but we were never super close. When I started making TikToks, like those inside jokes that you talked about, like those were suddenly like our inside jokes. Like we were the only two members of the family that like watch TikToks and were regularly on the app. So like we'd be sitting at dinner, like singing TikTok songs together in the car, like just cracking jokes about like content creators that we'd seen or like videos or trends that we'd see. And that actually brought us like really, really close together because like we had that like huge thing in common, and our like senses of humor kind of like morphed into like this TikTok sense of humor. So that brought us really close. And I think it kind of like the same thing sort of happened with like everyone else on the app too. Like all of my friends that are on TikTok, like we are like, I'll send a video to my friend, like literally like later in the day, she'll send me the same video on like TikTok, and like we'll like, it's just funny that the same videos are popping up for both of us, and like we're laughing about the same things, and like it's really unifying being on the app, I guess. I don't know if that made sense, but just like I don't know if I answered your question. I'm babbling again, but unifying
on this app, like having a point of commonality to just like laugh about and to joke about is amazing. And so much of TikTok humor is so referential and so layered. You really have to be in it to really know it. And
exactly.
And Nathan, you have millions of followers across platforms. TikTok has absolutely blown up for you.
Yeah.
And you are an entrepreneur, you're an actor, a singer, a songwriter. You wear so many hats, right? So there are different communities of people who are coming to you to consume your content. So at scale, what Rebecca said about nurturing that community and connecting with them, how do you connect with millions of people? Because one-on-one, it's easy. The way Zara's are not easy, but it has its own challenges connecting one-on-one the way Zara was talking about it to individuals. But you have to make everyone who comes to your page, who sees your content, feel that connection to you. How do you do that?
Well, it's easy. I literally just be myself. Like, that's all I do is everything that you see, like all of my videos, I just make them on the spot. Like, I'm like, yo, I got this idea. I'm going to make this right now. So it's always about just me being myself, having fun. And like, I feel like, I just hope like what's funny to me is funny to everybody else. So like, yeah.
Like, it's that easy. But for some people, it's not as easy as you'd say. You have a really strong sense of self. You've like found your niche. You found what makes you you. For someone who's struggling to do that, right? Who's struggling to stand out, say in a category where there's a ton of people making content like comedy, how would you like encourage them to find their niche? Like, what's that starting point?
Well, you just have to like find something that you like. Like, I like to sing. And, you know, and a lot of people, I noticed that a lot of people are super serious with their singing videos. Like they have like the headphones and like the studio equipment and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, these guys are amazing. So how can I just stick out and just be myself when I'm a jokester? I like doing pranks. I like making people laugh. And, you know, I'm a super positive person. So I just mixed music, singing with social experiments, like running up to females saying, hi, if you like my voice, you're going to give me your number. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. You know, so I just started doing things like that. But my advice to people is just like, find something that you like and just try to like, I'm trying to think, just try to like
more of it.
Figure out a way to like expand it somehow, like add something to it that's gonna like take it from just singing or just dancing to this. Try dancing on top of like a stool and do a dive in a pool or something. I don't know, like just try to add like wow factors to your content. So yeah.
I think you probably have given the most like easy to follow definition of niche content ever. It's like the intersection of a bunch of different categories, a bunch of different content types, and that intersection of all of your interests like is your niche. I think
and just not be afraid of like hate, because like I get a lot of like, you know, people making fun of me and saying like, oh, you should stop doing this, but it's like I'm not going to stop, you know, because it's like it's something that I enjoy to do. Like I actually enjoy making singing videos on TikTok. Like it's not a mask that I have to wear and put on a jacket to be like, all right, action. Like I feel like I can literally be myself when I'm making these videos. And that's the most important thing, is having fun, not thinking too much about it and just literally just having fun.
Yeah, I think like preparation can only take you so far. The rest of it is like all about who you are and making sure that stands out among everything.
Exactly. And that's how you stay relevant too, is just having fun and like also studying too, like studying what's the trend. Like the wipe it down challenge was a trend. I was like, okay, well, let me sing it and have a zombie pop up behind me or something, you know? So like, it's always adding stuff to the trend, you know?
And Rebecca, you do such a great job with that. I saw you all dressed up as Smurfs, like your whole family, and you're doing like the Down South Hood Baby challenge. And so that like, I feel like you're such a good example of someone who adds so much to every single challenge. So where do you get your inspiration from? Is it scrolling through the Discover page? Is it the For You page? Like, as Nathan's saying, like, how do you survey this landscape just outside of yourself and your like bubble almost? How are you so aware of like what's going on everywhere?
I mean, yeah, I think the For You page is important to follow. I've always been like a little bit weird. So, you know, when I see a challenge, I don't think I've ever done a challenge exactly like the challenge is done. Like it's always like has something, like I'm dressed up in Smurfs, which that was, I did a video in that. So what I always love to do, and what's really fun for my audience is, I like to create new content on the TikTok platform that maybe they've seen it somewhere else, but they're not going to get that anywhere else but TikTok. So like they might have seen me dressed up in Smurfs, but they're not going to get to see this specific content, you know? And for me, I'm filming almost every single day. So I always try to add a unique spin. So when they come to the platform, they're excited. It's not something they've gotten to see. And
and creating every single day. Do you ever burn out? Like, how do you literally have this much energy? I don't understand. Like, what?
I mean, people ask me that a lot. I love what I do, and I can't. I like to me, it's not work. Yeah. And I have so many, like, I love to be behind the camera. I love being in front. I love data. I love studying. So like, I get to every day with this because, you know, there's like the creative part, there's the business part, there's the, you know, there's so much, like TikTok has analytics. I think you should always be looking at that, because you might think that you have a great video and then you look and you're like, oh, they only watched 10 seconds of my 15-second video. So like that alone would give you, you know, instead of making it personal or like people don't like me, it's like, oh, well, what can I do next time to make them watch further? Or study those videos that did well. And you can look and you can say, oh, that got on the For You page. Why did it do that? Or I'm looking at they watched, like the video was only 12 seconds and they watched 15 seconds, which means they rewatched it again. Like a majority of your viewers average 15 seconds on, like, that's great. And so for me, obviously there's hate comments, but I look at it more, I try to disconnect from that. I make content that I love. I connect with like my audience. And then the performance, I look at more as data driven. So I'm able to like detach in that sense. And then I'm able to study it and not feel like I'm a horrible creator because a video didn't do well. It was like, oh, I can learn how to make it better next time.
Exactly.
That is brilliant, because I think it does take some disconnection, some like, okay, you know, I'm putting myself out there, but I'm still me at the end of the day. You know, the sun will set, the sun will rise. This video didn't do well, whatever. Like, it's all good. We're going to move to the next thing.
And if you delete it, nothing happens. You keep your account. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is such a good point. And you bring up another excellent point about mixing data and analytics with that like gut feeling. So I actually would be curious, Zara, how do you know, your car chats, right? They're not always like planned out. None of you are making like super planned out content. You're moving like with what interests you, what you like. And I think your vlogs and your car chats are like the most like raw example of that. So what is your relationship to data and analytics and your content?
I actually don't look at my data and analytics as often as I probably should. For me, I think my way of going about making content is just kind of like, if I'm making content that makes me happy and that I'm confident posting, I just kind of keep my fingers crossed that like a good reaction will follow from my followers and from the For You page. I kind of just go with my gut, and if I like a video, I'll like post it. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But for me, TikTok has always just been like just making content that makes me happy. Yeah. So that's been working well for me.
You've had an amazing response. People love you. They're obsessed with you. I see your comments. People are like, please make an ASMR video. Please books. Like, you know, people are actually like obsessed with you, which is
thank you. I don't deserve any of it.
You deserve all of it. That's where you're wrong. That's the only time I'll say that you're wrong. You definitely deserve the hype. All of you do. So, you know, when all this growth happened for you, there was a question submitted. How do you tell your parents about that? What was that conversation like?
So I didn't tell my parents for the first couple months. My brother and I told you my brother and I got really close when we started making TikToks, and it was because we had like this big secret that the two of us were keeping. We told my parents like the first night that we like started making TikToks, and they're like, okay, cool, but like don't do that. And we were like, okay, sure, like we're done, no more. And we kept making videos, and we hit like 200,000 followers. And I was like, okay, like at some point, like I was working at Chipotle at this point, and like people would come in and be like, oh my God, like I've seen your TikToks. And I was like, what if this happens like in public when I'm with my parents? Like I need to like tell them before they find out from someone else. So I took my dad on a walk, and I was like, Dad, like I need to tell you something. Please don't be mad. But I've been making TikToks. And we eventually told my mom, and initially they were concerned more than anything, which like I understand now. Like initially I was just kind of upset because I was like, why are you guys not more excited for me? But they were like, there are like millions of people that are seeing your face and that are seeing the inside of your house and your bedroom. Like, does that not worry you? And, you know, I was just so excited about it all because it was so new to me that like, I didn't think about that. Yeah. But my parents were obviously concerned because it's like, it's completely foreign to them. Like my parents were like born and raised in Afghanistan. They like moved across the ocean for a better life for me. And I'm out here like making TikToks, which like didn't make sense to them at first. But they've like come around since then, and they're like the most supportive people. And my mom like brags about my content and the cool stuff that I'm doing to like her coworkers. And they've definitely come around. It was hard having that first conversation with them, but they've been super supportive, and it's going really well now. So
like you said, you have such an amazing community of people who follows you and makes you feel like comfortable to be yourself. So I think that definitely helps as well. And then back to like thinking about like trends and things like that. You guys have talked about what you jump on, what resonates with you, but have you ever seen a trend where you're like, no, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I'm gonna let this one slide. Not this one, not this time.
Yeah.
One.
The Juice WRLD trend, when they were like having like fake Caesars and stuff, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that.
Okay. Fair. Yeah. Are there any other ones that are maybe like less serious where you're like, I don't resonate with this. This is not going to fit with me, because you have to know yourself well enough to be like, this is not me. And just because I might get views, I don't want to do it, because you all have talked so much about like authenticity and like making content authentically. So what advice do you have for that?
I don't dance. Like, I just can't dance at all. And since I started making TikTok is a big platform for dancing and music, and I cannot dance. So I think I've like fake renegaded in a couple of my videos, but that's like the closest that I've come to dancing on the app. That's just one thing that I don't think I could ever do. But yeah.
So you won't be dancing. Rebecca will not be singing. What else will you not be doing, Rebecca? I need to know.
What?
What else will you not be doing? Because I feel like you can do pretty much anything. I saw your gymnastics videos. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, it's more about I don't do songs with swear words. I keep my content as clean as possible. I feel like a lot of like my fan, like I'm trusted, and like I don't want to betray that. So I keep away from anything obviously with swear words. So a lot of like the popular songs might have it. So sometimes I'll even edit. Like recently I just edited one so to take out the swear word so I could still do the challenge. But you know, especially because I have like family friendly, it's such a range, a diverse audience, that I just feel bad if I would feel bad if I did it. So I tried to avoid that. That's kind of the one thing. And it's not something, I just would feel bad if someone is, I don't know, it just, for me, it feels uncomfortable to do that. So I just avoid it.
And I think
Rebecca, I totally feel that.
And I think it takes so much awareness to know that like, no, this might help my video views, this might help my account, but like, this is not me, so I'm not going to do it. I think that does take like a really strong sense of self that you have to develop. And like Zara, like you're saying, once you're so visible and so in the public eye, and now we see like TikTok creators becoming celebrities and stars in their own right, like you all, it's like, what do I want to stand for? Like what resonates closest with me? Going back to like trends and like the fact that they move so quickly, there's also like an audience question about serializing your content. So doing like recurring segments, things like that. How do you guys incorporate serialized content, if you do at all, into your videos? And where do you see serialized content living alongside like trends and things moving forward really quickly?
Wait, what was the word again? You said
serialized content. So there's just like video formats that are like always recurring, that you always have on your page. Like if you're doing like a Tip Tuesday or something like that, where do you see that type of like recurring video format laying in terms of like this whole trend, fast-paced landscape?
I mean, I don't necessarily do it on TikTok, but I do have like my YouTube channel is definitely like one continuous story. And what I would say about that is that people start feeling connected, because it's like you're connecting the pieces of your videos. So I think it's a very smart thing to do. I don't post enough times a day, I feel like, where I've done it on TikTok, but I will say it's very smart if you have a video that performs well and it's a certain type of video, whether it's like a certain type of prank, and you follow and that performs well, to do that again on the platform, because the people that were served that video and they liked it, the app would then serve that to those people again. And again, you're kind of creating this world of of an audience that likes that. And I think it's very smart, but I do think with the world of TikTok and how fast paced it is, you do want to be diversifying constantly. So if you are doing these videos, which I think it's very smart to link together, I would maybe do it every 3 or 4 videos. I would space them apart versus like where maybe on another platform, I would say keep it continuous. I would definitely say just keep certain types together, or just kind of do it, but don't do it.
Yeah.
But I do think it would work in terms of like a strategy, and it could do very well.
Yeah. And when I work with my creators, that's actually what I tell them. I'm like, when you're trying out like a new format, a new type of category that you're trying to explore, if you're really nervous about it, because it can be so scary to like expand into something you've never done before, I always tell them like, okay, so maybe you're posting 5 videos in a week, right? Make one of those videos something new, and then make 2 of those videos something new the next month. And then you can like slowly start to like almost acclimate your own audience to that type of content. And then like it feels like a seamless transition rather than like a super abrupt flip that you're doing. And it feels more natural, like they're seeing you grow with it. Zara or Nathan, do you guys have anything to add about serialized content? I know Zara's car chats are very serialized.
I think
music.
I think the first thing that actually really got my TikTok like started was Duet Chains. When I first started on the app, like that was a really big thing, was Duet Chains. Like people would like write like notes to each other and like just like stuff like that I saw a lot of, and I started a duet chain on my page, and I think that was one of the things that helped me like create a name for myself. I wrote this silly song about my socks, and every day or so I would like match these funky socks to my outfit. And I'd have like the song play in the background, and I had like a duet chain going of like my different outfits and my different socks, and people started to know me as like the sock girl, which like I'd have people call me that in public sometimes, and I was like, oh my god, like this is who I am now, is the sock girl on TikTok. But it was cool because like that got me going on TikTok, because like people started to recognize me. So like when I would make other videos, they'd be like, wait, that's the sock girl, and eventually that name like went away. But yeah, I think serialized content definitely helped me out when I was first getting started. So yeah.
Nathan, do you do any of those like recurring formats? And yeah, Zara, I don't think I've been called Sock Girl in I don't even know how long. Like that is,
it's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the yeah is like, is that basically me doing a lot of the yeah singing challenges, but I try to have like a mixture of different types of like series, like content. Like I have like the videos where the guy is like breaking my phone. So I try to make like a story with that. Like, okay, he breaks my phone and then he gets taken by an alien, and then the alien drops him back on Earth, and then he goes to jail, and he gets out of jail, and then he gets superpowers. So I try to do like little videos like that, but I try to not post them back to back. I'll have like a singing challenge, and then an evolution of singing, and then me dancing, and then back to that series. So I try to like spread them apart a little bit.
And as a musician, I really want to know, what do you feel like the relationship between music and trends is on TikTok? Because you're coming from a really unique perspective as a musician. What do you feel like that relationship looks like? Does music fuel challenges or trends on TikTok? What do you see personally?
Yes, for sure. The crazy thing about it is that you don't know which part of the song is going to be the trend.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like I had this song I did. I made a song about wearing your mask to protect you from corona. And me and my friend were like, okay, we're going to come up with this cool dance. I'm going to throw it back since that's the new thing. I never throw it back. So I'm going to throw it back once in this video. And then I'm going to dance on top of my Jeep.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be doing this. But then everybody was like, the trend was people to like, I think, transition to wearing a mask. Because I was like, oh, okay, this is the trend, I guess. This is what they want to see, not me throwing it back on top of a Jeep. So it's like you never know which part of the song that's going to become the trend, but you can also steer it too. Like some of the music that I make, I have some songs where I'm kind of like giving instructions of like, okay, then do this and this and this, kind of like the Tootsie slide. And exactly. And then there's some songs where you might have like a super catchy melody, you know, for the dancers and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's so dope that you think about it like that call to action within the song, within say like you're creating a hashtag, attaching it to like a trend that you're creating, that's genius. And I think it takes like a certain level of awareness to be like, okay, I'm a musician, but I'm going to use this platform to get my music out there. But like, what things are people responding to? And like you said, sometimes it's like you can intend one thing and then it just people
go somewhere else. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought about. Like making it song. Yeah.
That's so sick. And when it comes to music-based trends, what's been your personal favorite?
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Your personal favorite when it comes to like music-based trends.
My personal favorite trend.
I'm gonna ask all of you this, so start thinking. Okay, dates right now, but I'm gonna get to both of you too.
The crazy thing is like I don't really do trends. Like I really try to like create my own. Mm-hmm. Like I always want to create like my own trend. Like, yo, everybody's gonna do what I'm doing. So I guess my favorite trend right now is probably my trend, the singing challenge trend. Yeah. So yeah, that's like my favorite right now. Yeah.
Be your own biggest fan. That's so sick. Rebecca, Zara, what is like a trend that stood out to you in all of your time on TikTok that you're like, I wish we could go back to those days?
Oh, the trends. I mean, I like Renegade took me so long to learn. I was like, I am never forgetting that dance and I'm going to keep doing it forever because like, I don't know, for some people it's easy. For me, it took forever. But I
don't
love
know how to do it either. I'm with you. I'm a dancer. I still
it took so long. But I think what I love is like being in public. And like, again, if you're a TikToker, a part of a song will come on and everyone starts doing the 15 seconds of it that you know the dance to. Da-na-na-na. Like I think it's fun. Like my favorite thing is just like hearing songs in public and then like you and like my cousin and I do a lot together. So just like knowing like we're like dancing it in our head, like because it took us like so long to learn it.
Again, another inside joke, like true TikTok inside joke. Zara, what's one that you're like that?
I don't know if I have like one favorite. I feel like there have been a lot of like TikTok phases that I've just adored. I'm like super fond of like Young Gravy's like juice sauce, little bit of ketchup. Is that the line? I remember that being a big thing when I first got on TikTok. That one caveman song about like bugs. There are like some audios that like when I think of just make my heart like really happy because it's like, oh my God, I remember being so happy during that time and like I loved TikTok during that time. Right now I think my favorite trend is like the gimme gimme love trend to that Joji song where it's like, yeah. I don't know how to like verbalize trends and explain them to someone that's like not on TikTok. So if you're watching this and you are not on TikTok, then you probably think I'm crazy because I just like did not make any sense just now. But if you're on TikTok, like you know what I'm talking about when I say the gimme gimme love trend.
You know. That's like
exactly.
If you know, you know. Like the world's biggest community of like inside jokes and secrets. The one that I think about, which I don't even know if anyone remembers this, but this is when I first started working at TikTok back in like September 2018, the shoe kick challenge. I recently heard like the sound on my profile and then I was like, whoa, I'm being transported to September 2018, like way back. But yeah, I can see some blank faces. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what is it called?
Shoe kick.
Deep in it, y'all. I'm deep in it. Or you'd be like, what is happening? Like just chaotic good all through my phone.
Love that.
I took a 6-month hiatus at one point after the transit, like, and so that might have been during when I took the
I think that was probably exactly then. But we only have a couple minutes left. And I think the last question I want to leave off on that I see a lot of people asking is, what's one piece of advice that you give to a creator who is just starting out? Because you all have been here for like a year, 2 years, like plus making content, not just on TikTok, but just creating in general. So if someone's getting started now and feeling super overwhelmed, what's one piece of advice you'd give them? Or even a piece of advice you'd give yourself before you filmed that very first TikTok video? Feel free to answer whichever part. We're going to get like a little deep for a second.
Ooh.
I think it's probably a little cliche to say just be yourself, but I think that's probably the best way to word it is just be yourself, be authentic, make content that makes you happy, that makes you feel confident. And I think that good things just follow when you're, you know, being true to yourself and your values and doing things that make you happy.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything?
No, you want to go, Rebecca?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'll be ready to talk too, so I'll be like,
go ahead.
No, I agree. I think you should be yourself, stay true to what you believe in, keep experimenting. Don't be afraid to fail, you know, and just put yourself out there and don't listen to the haters because like haters are just people that are afraid to take risks and they don't want you to take risks. So they try to bring you back down and you got to be like, you know what? I love you, but I'm going to go over here and change the world. So be yourself, stay true to who you are, spread love, be positive. You know, that's one of the things that I try to stick with is just being positive and, you know, spreading love and uplifting people. So, yeah.
I was going to say, there's like the quote or the saying that, I don't know if I have it wrong, but it's that haters are just undercover fans because they're still watching your content. Like they're still watching you. If they really didn't, they wouldn't be watching you. So
you still clicked.
Yeah. So I think you can't focus on that. I think just become an expert at whatever you do. You know, if you love what you do, there's so many aspects of TikTok to study. Like look at the For You page. Don't be afraid, like try new things. Look at your analytics. Like I think it's good to be aware of it. I mean, make content that you love, obviously, and happy, but like you kind of want to know, you know, like you don't want to be like, I hope it works eventually. You want to kind of start figuring out a formula or like seeing it more, you know, strategically. And I would say that. I would say keep doing it. I know the people that are growing the most on the platform, and when I grew the most when it was Musically, is I was doing 6 videos a day. And while I don't think you should be doing 6 a day, I think it's definitely turned into quality over quantity. I think posting consistently and really making sure that you are interacting with those people that are watching your videos, you know, and focusing on building that community. You know, if someone's taking the time to put your notifications on and to click when, you know, right when you post a video, like appreciate them because that's ultimately going to be what takes you to the next level. And collaborate, you know, part of the platform is your friends seeing your content. So having, you know, if you have 50 followers and they have 50 and you're tagging each other, I mean, that's just, you know, collaboration is such a great tool for TikTok.
So powerful.
And you can do it in your city. You don't have to move to LA.
No.
Everybody feels like they have to go to LA. No, you can do it in your city with your friends.
There's a lot of traffic here, okay? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of traffic already.
Yeah.
As an LA native. But thank you all so much. And from a growth strategist perspective, you've all stressed so many times being yourself. That is the absolute most important thing. And I think in a world that's so loud and saturated, being yourself is a practice and it's a muscle that you have to develop every single day. So I think that's like a lifelong journey. And I think this conversation was so amazing. Thank you for sharing all of the knowledge, experiences, and wealth of information that you have. And for everyone watching, this discussion is going to be continued on VidCon's Discord server, so feel free to continue the conversation over there. But that's about it from us. So signing off from Trending on TikTok.